Overwatch fans, and welcome back to the Overwatch Cavalry Club, the OCC. My name is Sferno, and I am joined by K-Wing. Hey. Hi.
Hello.
Awesome. Today, we are hopping over to the Shimada clan to watch Team Lotus play against United Moose. Both of these teams have had some pretty decent seasons so far, with Lotus being up 2-0 and United Moose being 2-1 in the overall standing. So pretty good performances from both of these teams. We are in for a really exciting season. Starting off with our map pool, K-Wing, do you want to tell everybody what we should expect to see today?
Absolutely. We're going to get into our first map pretty soon, which is going to be Ilios. So Ilios, the ever favorite map of Reddit Lucio's, getting into the back line, booping people into the well, into the sea from the lighthouse, wherever. Just so many different environmental kills to be had, whether it is by Lucio or by an Orisa, or any sort of characters that have those environmental kill potential here. It's such an interesting map, and I'm interested to see what these two teams are going to do. These two teams, Lotus and United Moose. Let's look into their rosters. On the side of Lotus, we have Uni, we have Eternal, we have Berkey, we have UMN 36, we have Atomic B, we have Guillotine. And Savirna, you want to tell us about United Moose?
Yeah, definitely. For United Moose, we have Nat and Mosaic bringing up that DPS line. We have Bad Rep 361 and Zenthazin on the tank line. And then we have Mackie and Tawny Style bringing up that support line. So all of these players, really good players. And of course, Lotus has just as strong of a roster. And seeing these two teams go head to head is really going to be a treat to watch.
Absolutely here. And there's a lot on the line here. For seeding in the playoffs that's going to be coming up next week. The winner of this map, no matter what, is going to be taking first place in our Shimada clan division, and the loser will be taking second place based on just the map differentials of both teams here. If Lotus wins, they go 3-0 and they are number one in the seedings. If United Moose wins, no matter the score, they will pass Lotus in the map differential, and they will take first place. So a lot of stakes on the side for both of these teams as we get into our first map of Ilios.
Definitely. Both of these teams have something to fight for, so we should see some very potent, very aggressive playstyles from both teams. You know, they've got a lot of emotion heading into this fight, so it's very important that each team brings their all, no matter what kind of compositions they're running. And honestly, I really think that based on some of the new meta shifts and, you know, all that stuff that's been happening, whichever team is willing to play that more aggressive style, no matter what comp, no matter what map we're on, are going to have the upper hand in any sort of team fight. And of course, with the new double shield nerfs coming out, it's very important that we see some flexibility from all of these teams, especially since a lot of players don't exactly know what's best just quite yet. So we're seeing both teams kind of running out here on this very similar brawl style with the Rhine Zarya, and we've got the main differences come, of course, in the DPS and the supports, but those are always very flexible positions. You've got the very quick style that Lotus is going to be running with Guillotine on the Lucio, versus a more passive, aggressive style with balancing the Moira and the Mercy on the side of United Moose. So take us into this fight, K-Wing.
Absolutely here. We're going to see Nat on this Widowmaker, such a powerful hero on this map here with just these long sight lines here. And here comes the brawl. This dude is going to punch so many people up into the air. Maki going to go down there immediately, and that is just so much aggression here coming from the side of Lotus, and they're going to win this fight here, and they're going to clean up, and they're going to come around and take point.
Yeah, and the major reason that fight went the way it did is mainly because United Moose are playing a lot of squishies. When you consider the kind of composition they're running, if the Doomfist dives in on any combination of the Kree, the Widow, the Mercy, or the Moira, that fight's basically over, because you can't take the 5v6 and realistically hope to win without some stellar pop-off performances. And in the neutral, that's really hard to come by unless you're spitting ultimates later on in the round.
Absolutely. We're going to see not a lot, no ultimates on either side, but we may be coming up to the Reinhardt ultimate or the Doom ultimate here. Oh, Gutin going to go so low here, going to get taken down, but it's so many picks coming in here on the side of the Lotus here. It may not even matter here. We're going to see if Nat can take anyone down on the Widow, but it looks like it is going to be United Moose just getting pushed back again. And oh, that stagger onto Nat is going to be so brutal there.
Yeah, the biggest difference between Ashe and Widowmaker right now, and it really shows, is not only does Ashe do more consistent damage at varied ranges, but Uni has all of the sightlines to work with. His team has made so much space for him that he can really stand anywhere he wants to, whereas Nat is constantly fighting to get a good line. Grab comes out.
Graviton surge.
No.
And Meteor Strike, it does not catch any picks here, but the Bionade from the Onnit will find a member of United Moose here, and it is going to be going to be them getting pushed back again here. Oh, this Ryan is going to charge in. Bad Rep going to charge in, almost finding Uni on that Ashe there. Not going to find any picks there. Here comes the Nano. Oh, the Shatter!
Huge Shatter!
In a Ryan there. That's 4 people there, but Perky with that Nano is going to be able to tank the damage coming out from Bad Rep. It is going to be able to survive and get 4 picks there. That was amazing.
Yeah, really unfortunate that that Bad Rep wasn't able to secure any kills with that Shatter, because it would have been massive and it would have allowed United Moose to start moving in onto that point. But now you've got to touch the point. If you're United Moose, you're actually panicking. You've got to get out of position to touch, which makes you that much.
You have to.
Oh, but Mosaic comes with the Jedi, and they don't touch.
The High Noon comes in, finds 2 Mosaic. That was so amazing, but they don't get to touch the point. They trigger the overtime, but they don't have anyone else there. The Sombra has to translocate away, and there's just nothing else that they can do there. That is going to be Lotus going up 1-0 in this map.
Yeah, and you've already got to be worried for mental states on both teams, because Lotus now, has that mental advantage over United Moose. If United Moose thinking, oh, well, we're clutching out these plays, but we just forgot to touch point. And that, coming from a player's perspective, can absolutely boom you going forward, not just in another round of Ilios, but in the entire series in general. It's very important that these opening maps set the precedent for the entire series. And what we're seeing here is United Moose just couldn't come up with that clutch play in the end. And poor Mosaic, he got the picks that he needed. He got 3 picks in that final fight, but his team just couldn't follow up on it and make it work.
Absolutely. We're going to see here the Symmetra TP coming out from the side of Lotus here, and they're able to get the point present first, but Mosaic finds a pick off onto Eternal. Oh, but Uni's going to trade back there. Uni just in that back line, going to be putting pressure on the back line of United Moose here, and going to take a Bionade to the face, going to not be able to heal, but the pick up onto Maki is so brutal. There's such a big source of healing that Moira, compared to the Lucio, who will not be able to provide a source of healing as well as a Moira could, and that's going to be Lotus taking this point and that fight here.
Yeah, and when you're working with a Moira-Lucio duo, it's very important that Moira has to stick by her tank. She has to pour in that healing in order for her tanks to get value, right? And with Maki getting caught out of position really early there in that fight, it left the Rhine and the Zarya super unprepared, and now the Genji getting the pick on the Moira again. They have no healing.
But here comes the Shatter. It doesn't find anything, but the Shatters both get traded out. Nothing going to be found. Perky is going to find a few in the neutral there, and Eternal is going to come out with 3 picks on that Genji. That was an amazing switch, just showing us that though Genji has been nerfed, he is not a bad character by any standards here, and it's another fight for them.
Absolutely not, especially when that Genji has the support that he needs. And you're seeing coming up here, very crucially, Lotus are running a Dragon or a Nano Blade combo, meaning all they have to do to hold on to this point is wait for these ults to charge up, play in the neutral, which we know they can do just fine, and wait for United Moose to make these little mistakes that are costing them fights. And eventually you get those ults online and you hold point.
The Nano Blade from Eternal going to get Maki while ulting, getting 2 from that Nano Blade, 3 from the Nano Blade onto the Ana now. She's so far away from the point, she can't give healing to her tanks or onto Nat there. And it's just going to be Lotus pushing back United Boost, and Yui staggering out Nat there. That is brutal. They're gonna have to
Bad Rep. Oh.
Run in to get to the point there if they even want a chance to trigger this overtime and have a chance of flipping this point over to continue this round.
Yeah, it's got to be on some of your faster moving heroes to touch and stay on the point.
Oh,
But with the grab, oh, it's going to stop them from making it to the point. They couldn't touch.
That was an amazing grab. It stopped.
Oh, man.
Coming in from UMN. That grab stopped the Zarya from coming in, touching point, and triggering overtime. That was a clutch grab there coming out from Lotus and UMN specifically. It stopped Zen from being able to touch that point and trying to get another round there. And we're just going to see Berkey again on that Reinhardt getting nanoed. That nano there saved his life and allowed him to get the picks that he got there. I think he ended out that fight with 4 there. And such a dominant performance here from Lotus.
Right, that map was so dependent on both of the tank lines, especially since the players on DPS and support were so much in flux, right? Throughout that entire round, they kept changing, they'd swap off, they'd run something different from each other. So it really came down to when you're trying to compare where these teams went wrong, kind of has to fall on the tank line. I know it's kind of, beaten into our skulls that like, yeah, main tank difference and flex tank difference. And usually when a team looks bad, it falls on the main tank. But when you're talking about a mirror matchup, in this case, it does fall on the tank line. Bad Rep just couldn't get the advantage over Berkey. Yeah, that's froze up for a second there thinking about how to say that. But it came down to those Rhine duels, and Berkey was just consistent in not only winning those duels, but getting 2 or 3 other picks while he was at it. It was actually a dominant performance by Berkey. He completely deserved that player of the match right there, the play of the game for that round. But
yeah, the match isn't over yet. It's just one round.
Hey. I'm getting there. Okay, we're getting there slowly but surely. I think if United Moose want to make a difference going into Eichenwald, they have to play their own game. United Moose really has to try to change the tempo of the game and bring it down to their level, because it feels like United Moose want to play a bit of a slower game. But unfortunately, when you're running a Lucio, Rhine, Zarya mirror, you can't afford to play slow, because with that heavy brawl composition, whichever team is playing more aggressive, playing fast, more in your face, like Lotus was, does have the advantage there.
Absolutely. In United Moose, going into Eichenwald, we could see a lot of different compositions here. First point, there's a lot of bunker that could happen here, although we did have the double shield nerfs go through pretty recently. So I'm not sure if we're going to see the double shield come out here on either side here on the defense. We're going to have Lotus on the defense first here. So I'm interested to see what they do here. We do have the double shield potentially coming out from them. But onto the second point, you could see dive, you could see the double shield. There's so much that could happen here, and I'm interested to see what strategies they're going to take here.
So I think it would really do Lotus well to stick with what they know. And it kind of looks, first impressions, like that's what they're going to do, is run some of those same compositions, the same heroes. And why not? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's like the kind of tried and true method when creating comps and metas for this game. On the other hand, United Moose need to try something different. They don't want to get stuck in a cycle of, let's run this thing that we know Lotus outclasses us on and just keep beating our heads into the wall, hoping that eventually we break through. It's just not going to happen unless, there's some star performance like Mosaic had on that McCree following the end of Ruins. But unless you're relying on those clutch plays, United Moose have to make a switch here, and it doesn't look like they're going to, except for bringing out the Hanzo in place of an Ashe. Which I find very interesting. Hanzo's not a character that you see run all that often, but I'm interested to see how they use it. If they go on the flanks, or if they just do what they're doing now and just shield spam against that double shield. And Uni falls already.
Absolutely, that is massive there. And they're going to be able to push in off of that with that aggression here that they need to have. The Immortality is going to come out early. And oh no, Eternal!
Back on.
That's silly. Gets 2 picks in rapid succession there. That just turned the fight around for them. And an early window from Atomic B. She just got that window in 30 seconds there. That was amazing by her, getting that window. That also just did so much for the fight, but Uni goes down again there. Mosaic just saying that Uni is not allowed to play the video game.
Yeah, okay, so one of the biggest complaints with Junkrat before this last patch was that he was basically being used as a shield spam bot, right? But double shield is gone, meaning Junkrat can just get damage in on people, charge up his tire in one fight like he just did, and he gets
two. He's going to give his life for it, Eternal, but he gets that Zarya. He gets that Moira there, and that is just such. And he gets the Mosaic there, and that is just a fight win with Berkey getting 2 of his own there in that fight. That is just an amazing performance by Lotus.
And now, because of the way that Lotus have started using their ultimates, they can start ult cycling, right? You've got Supercharger and the Trans coming online. You're gonna have Shatter. You're gonna have Bob online soon. So you can start cycling those players in a very unique way, right?
Yeah.
And
Shatter
we're gonna see them do everything.
Yeah, the Shatter going to come in from both sides, not going to find anything on either side. But Eternal and Atomic Bee are both going to find their pick. And Uni finding 2, 3 picks there on that Ashe. Just amazing there on the Ashe. Finding those picks, getting that Bob that's going to come in. And that's a lot of ultimates that are going to come up on the side of Lotus here. Versus not a lot on the side of United Moose. They have the Pulse Bomb, but that's about it. And Lotus are going to have a bunch.
If you give it some time, though, if the Tracer is willing to wait, then maybe you get the grab to combo with it. You kind of have that black hole going on there. But with all the ults being piled in from Lotus, but Uni's Bob goes down, so that's one ult already used in the tire. How many is he going to find?
A rip tire. It's going to find bad reps. That's crucial there. That Reinhardt is such an important part of this composition here, and the Pulse Bomb is going to come out, but it'll find no picks other than destroying Atomic Bee's Immortality Field, and that is one ult down, and there's not a lot that's going to be there on the side of United Moose unless they get a quick fight here and try and charge a Grab Dragon. But you have the window on the side of
already 2 down.
Dynamite, that is amazing there. And here comes the window. Uni is going to go down, however, on that high ground. Nat in the back line there, but still the 2 picks that came out are just so important and so crucial on that side there. Nat is going to get spotted out in his position there, and it's the last fight territory here for United Moose.
Right, so whatever United Moose has, they have to take time to build up their ultimates. Obviously, the beat comes out, but they need time. And if Lotus isn't willing to give it to them, like they're, Nat gets the pick onto Eternal, Mackie gets Berkey. It looks like they're finally turning this.
People there, but the Shatter did come in there, and there's the Transcendence as well, going to keep the members of Lotus up there and put the pressure on to the members of United Moose there. The Dragon Tech is going to come out, but Uni is going to find the pick on Mosaic. It's just trading here. It's a scrappy fight on the point. We're going to see who gets the advantage. Here comes the Pulse Bomb. Not going to find anything. Guillotine going to find 20 stuff, but going to go down himself. It feels like every time that one person gets a big
huge shatter. That's huge.
Shatter. Everyone behind the window just gets shattered, and onto the ground they go. And that is going to just barely, by the skin of their teeth, get United Moose's first point. They have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to push here.
Bad Rep completely clutches out that fight with the Shatter. You got to think, if that Shatter doesn't come online, how much longer does that fight go on? And of course, obviously, the longer a fight goes on, the better it is for the attacking team, in this case, United Moose. But it looked like Lotus were starting to stabilize. They just kept getting those picks that United Moose couldn't. So that Shatter really made all the difference in that fight. But it does leave United Moose without any ultimates whatsoever, going on to several swaps that we're seeing here from a Doomfist and the Widow, and also the Ana.
Absolutely. There is the Bob. It comes out, gets slept, but cruising, it gets woken up. Eternal taking down Mosaic in the back line there, and they're going to drop it down here. This bunker comp from the side of Lotus is going to drop down here and just fire on the members of United Moose from a distance. What that Orisa does so well with that poke comp. Bad Rep going to the tanks, going to get the Discord orb on them, and they're just going to fall so fast. Uni is going to get those picks as well as Eternal onto the tanks. That's amazing.
Yeah, Lotus's bunker comp is Just very hard to dislodge. They really are playing this bunker exactly how they need to be. You know, stay up in one spot where United Moose can't touch you, wait for your DPS to get a pick, and then just move in on them because your Rhine is automatically more aggressive like we've seen on Helios, where Berkey just gets in and completely demolishes Bad Rep. And if they can consistently do that, they can stop this cart right here. So it's up to United Moose to keep up with the aggression. Try to snowball this.
Absolutely, but
They're
here
not
comes
doing
a
it.
lot of aggression that's coming out here. The bomb
and
from Uni going to get the pick. Uni getting a 2 here, and that is going to be another fight win for Lotus here, and they are going to need the members of United Moose are going to need a really good fight here because they're going to run into a very big ult bank here on the side of Lotus. They're going to need some amazing plays here.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate for United Moose because Uni just seems to have his Bob every single fight. And that is not what you want to do because Bob requires so many resources to be diverted away from the fight that while your back is turned, Lotus can move in and get as many picks as they want, right? And that's what we're seeing here happen. All of the ults are coming out from both sides. Eternal balls.
But Falls immediately went a little too aggressive there. Nat on the Sombra going to get the pick, but Uni going to find the pick up on the Nat there. The Nano is going to come in. Oh, Bad Rep, no! It's the Nano coming in onto the Zarya. Bad Rep tries to shatter, but does not get it off there. They are going to push the payload more here, so they're going to keep moving forward on this progress, but there's only 4 people on the cart here, and 2 people are just going to have to come back.
Right, and it's also very important to remember now that nobody from this team can step off the cart for even a second. Otherwise, it's all over. We are pushing in overtime, and with Eternal going down, it looks like they may have the opportunity to snowball this right into point C.
Here, getting the picks.
Oh no, the 2 picks.
These picks here are crucial here. The defenders have so close of a spawn. It's going to come down to these last 2 people on the cart, but it does look like UMN is going to go down here, and that is going to be point 2. Going at the side of United Moose. They're going to have a minute and a half to push here, and it is just seeming like United Moose are getting these points by the skin of their teeth here.
Yeah, and it's really looking like United Moose are trying to be this clutch team, you know, wait until the last few seconds and then invest everything we have to push it as far as we can. Eventually that strategy is not going to work, and it's going to stop working right about here because the defenders have the advantage for spawn. So United Moose really has to play their cards right, but Mosaic going down early is not a good sign.
That is not how you play your cards right. Going down with that ultimate as well is so sad there. And the Eternal looked like got a double flashbang. I was looking at the top and thought a shatter came out because I saw 2 people getting stunned. But it looked like Eternal got a double flashbang there, and that is a fight win for Lotus here. A lot of ultimates on the side of United Moose, however. There's a lot that they can do here with the ults that they have compared to not a lot on the side of Lotus here.
So it looks like both DPS are going for flanks for United Moose. We have the Junkrat and the Sombra looking like they're going to wrap around United Moose, and they both have their ultimates that they can use. So it's really up to this front line for United Moose to keep the fight going, and the EMP is huge.
Shatter coming in, just such an amazing ult combination, and the Nano Moira gonna get some picks in there as well. And there are still some ultimates on the side of United Moose here. They could push this all the way in overtime, which would be an amazing reversal of fortune there. The Shatter going to come in, but it looks like they were hacked out of the Shatter. And Mosaic!
Oh, the Mosaic with the 4K!
That was amazing.
Oh, you monster.
Take that point all the way is United Moose with Mosaic with that 4K tire. That was amazing there. I thought that they were going to get full held when overtime ticked in, but clutch ultimate after clutch ultimate just came in and made United Moose, allowed them to take it all the way here. And now it's going to be Lotus on the back foot. They need to finish this map, or they're going to tie this series up 1-1 here.
Yeah, the one thing that I want to mention about the strategy coming out from both sides is that United Moose seem to be a very, wait until the last second and then invest everything we've got to win fight after fight, like snowballing, right? Very simple, very basic tactic in Overwatch. But what United Moose can't afford to do is keep using that strategy with Lotus, because they're also working with a time disadvantage. If Lotus finishes with absolutely any time, they have the automatic advantage, especially since United Moose love to play down to the wire. The less time they have works against them for sure. And it would work against them even if there was no even if there was no major play difference. So if Lotus are able to play this consistent style that they are versus United Moose's last minute kind of play style, then Lotus will finish with a lot more time in their bank. And that is something United Moose cannot afford to do in any case.
Absolutely. If Lotus finishes with more than a minute here, they will get a free attack. They will be able to decide their fate and how this round sort of works and ends up, whether it will be a win for them or a draw, but they have to first, they're going to have to finish this map, and it looks like they're going to be very eager to do that. This aggression here coming in from the Rhine Zarya is so crucial here. It's how this interaction plays between the double shield and the Rhine Zarya, is that this aggression needs to come out on the side of the Rhine Zarya and close the distance between the double shield.
Oh, and Nat's already down.
To help them to do it. Nat has been such a clutch player there, and they need to get on the point here. They need to take this fight here. Oh, the picks are coming in, they're trading out, and it's going to be Lotus taking this point super fast here. They have almost 6 minutes on the clock here, and that's just an incredibly good attack. That is exactly what you would want if you were Lotus right now.
Yeah, and United Moose demonstrating why the double shield nerfs were such a big deal, because in any other pre-patch that we just had, double shield would have been able to hold on to that point much better than they just did, but Lotus are just putting on a master class in how to use their composition at an advantage. And it's a brawl comp, so they have to get in close and do a lot of damage, which double shield does not like at all. And with nearly 6 minutes after capping that point, I mean, you gotta wonder, what is United Moose thinking right now?
Absolutely. They do have a few ultimates. They do have that Riptire there on the side of Mosaic, and Atomic B going down to Mosaic there. It might be the signal for them to use it here. Both Junkrat having the Riptire here, but Uni getting another pick, getting a pick onto that Orisa there. Zen going to go down there. The Riptire coming out from Uni as well. After a few picks are had, it's going to be the Baptiste going to fall from that Riptire there, and that is going to be Lotus taking another fight from United Moose here.
Absolutely, and it looks like United Moose are suffering from what I mentioned on point A, or on round 1 of Ilios, and that is your mental kind of gets cracked once you start losing these team fights. And in the case of United Moose, oh no, the ultimates are coming out.
That's absolutely so many ultimates coming out here from the side of Lotus. The Junkrat is going to fall with that ultimate there as well. Here comes the Doomfist punch. Oh, it finds
huge. It finds two
with the Doomfist meteor strike. They're going to drop in from orbit, it seems, and just find 2 picks, and then just get 3, 4 later as well. Eternal, such a dominant force on this Doomfist here, just harassing the backline and all of the squishies, honestly, of United Moose. They have 5 minutes to push this card here, but oh, guillotine goes down. That's going to be so crucial there.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like United Moose are finally sort of rallying together. They finally got an idea of how to stop this brawl, because they were giving way too much respect to Berkey's Reinhardt before on points A and B. They just kept backing away and giving up that space, but they're finally going in.
Absolutely. Here comes the Riptire. Mosaic going to get 2. Amazing there. Mosaic may just help his team stabilize here. Mosaic is going a little low here. He's with this Lucio in the backline. They're fighting it out in this little room here, and neither is going to get the pick off, but that Lucio is very, very low, just going to barely get out here, but that is United Moose stabilizing just barely.
Ooh, I was biting the inside of my lip waiting for Guillotine to go down, and he never did, so really good on him for getting out. The mobility of Lucio is so crucial for getting out of fights like that. And it made for a really quick re-engagement too, because if the Lucio had died, you've got to wait more time.
Oh, and the Shatter comes in as well.
Oh.
Eternal gets the pick off. That's so amazing there. Eternal just harassing the members of United Moose here, and they're coming up on the end of this map with almost 4 minutes there. United Moves needs to get something together to stall this out. Are they even going to be able to touch the point? They're not going to be able to touch the point.
Another C9.
Moose. That is not what you want to do coming out here. And now it is going to be Lotus with 3.5 minutes to get a free attack here. All they need is 1 tick on objective A, and they will take this map and they will go up 2-0.
Yeah, so it looked like United Moose finally started to find a bit of an answer for Lotus's brawl comp, but it was an issue that they also faced on Ilios quite consistently, and it's that Lotus likes to play really aggressive in your face with the Rein Zarya, which is exactly how it should be played. So props to Lotus for, showing us how a consistently good brawl is played. Everybody should have their notepads out right now. I know I do. But in any case, United Moose just have to stop giving them space, and that's what was happening. Point A, they just allowed Lotus to walk right up to point and take the fight up close. Point B, the Sigma and the Ori just kept giving them space and giving them space and backing up and backing up and backing up. And if you're playing against a brawl, the more space you give your opponent, the worse it ends up for you, because not only is it easier for them to surround you and get those picks, but the cart's moving that entire time. I mean, on that point A attack that Lotus just had, they had basically capped point before the fight was even halfway over, just because United Moose moved off. They didn't think to contest at all. That's how terrified they were playing. So if United Moose want to full hold this, even however unlikely it may be, it's gonna go off. It's gonna be based off of them not giving into Lotus's aggression.
Here comes the Doomfist from the top ropes here, gonna come down. And we do see Zen here on the Roadhog, recently getting some buffs here. Mosaic finding that dynamite pick. That is just what they need here. Open Eternal, find the pick up onto that Baptiste in the back here. That Baptiste is such a source of healing, and with that Immortality Field not being there, this comp might start to fall apart, and that's not what you want if you're United Moose here. Now it's going to come onto Eternal, and it's going to be a scrappy fight on the point. We're going to see what's happening here. Atomic B getting that Coalescence is so important here. Going to get that Coalescence, going to pop it, and it's just going to be deleted instantly here. The Shatter going to come in. Oh, the Shatter is big, but is there going to be any follow-up? It doesn't look like there is. There's not going to be any follow-up, and that's just Lotus going to take it 2-0, and they're going to go up 2-0, excuse me. They're going to take it 4-3 here, going up 2-0 as we go into the halftime.
Absolutely. This is such a dominant performance from Lotus. It really looks like United Moose came into this match very unprepared for what Lotus would bring, and I think a lot of that comes down to the aggression of that Lotus is showing, right? They're playing this brawl, and oh my god, that tire. I mean, if I never see another tire like that, it'll be too soon. I mean, that was so amazing.
Absolutely. I didn't want to interrupt your analysis, but that tire was just disgusting, amazing. And it was just a standout moment from Eternal there with that tire. So
right, and it's just standout performances from Lotus all around, right? There's just no way for United Moose to hold them off. Like, we saw them attempt to do it on that final attack. They got a couple picks, and the Hog really worked for them. Not having to play the mirror match is working for United Moose. They just can't play super passive, and if they want to bring it back for the reverse sweep after halftime, it's all going to be on the back of playing more aggressive, having a new strategy, and not letting Lotus get all that free space, and not letting the DPS get the picks, not letting the tanks make all that space. There's really just United Moose is backed into a corner right now, right? So it's time for them to come out swinging, and that's what I hope to see when we come back from halftime.
Absolutely. When we come back, we are going to see map number 3 here, and we're going to see if United Moose are going to be able to start up this reverse sweep, or if Lotus are going to continue in their dominant fashion that they've been showing so far, and they're going to take this, and they're going to take it 3-0 and go into the fourth map up 3-0 and take a dominant win to go into the playoffs. We will see you then.
How about you?
Welcome back to the Overwatch Cavalry Club, everybody. Again, my name is Archangel, and of course, I've still got my amazing co-caster here, K-Wing.
Hello.
Yeah, and we are going into the second half of this game between Lotus and United Moose. A very dominant start from Lotus. United Moose seeming to be on the back foot for basically the entire game. And if they want to start a reverse sweep, it's got to be here on Rialto. K-Wing, what do you want to see from United Moose for them to get these Ws?
I want to see them taking care of that Doomfist that's been coming out from the side of Lotus here. I know we were talking about it during the halftime, but that Doomfist has absolutely been just such a incredibly annoying force coming out. I believe it's Eternal that's been using it. Yeah, it was Eternal that's been pulling out that Doomfist, especially on Eichenwald, that has just been so devastating to the members of the United Moose. They need to find an answer, whether that be a counter, whether that be focusing him, and they need to find some way to just take him down, because he has been taking that team down either by the supports or by the DPS, and it's just been an amazing performance from him.
Yeah, and along those same lines, you've got Mosaic consistently playing the hit scan, right? He has been on the McCree, he's been on Hanzo's not hit scan, but kind of along those same lines. And it's specifically with the McCree, I want to focus in on that, is his job is mainly to shut down that Doomfist. He's got the stun, so you stun him, focus fire, he should go down consistently. So it's easy for us, obviously, to sit back and say, well, Mosaic needs to be focusing that Doomfist more, because from our perspective, it just looks like he's completely ignoring him. Of course, we don't always know the other circumstances that go into this, but going along those generic lines, I really think it's up to Mosaic to focus down that Doomfist. Obviously, he's not alone in the matter. He's got 5 other teammates that need to be helping him with that. But it really comes down to whoever's playing that hit scan, and specifically whoever's playing the McCree, because we've seen United Moose consistently play a McCree for basically every single point on every single map. On the other hand, Lotus still have to keep this snowball going. They have to make sure Rialto is just as dominant as the other maps to stop that reverse sweep and secure themselves that #1 spot. So K-Wing, what is Lotus looking to do? Do they just need to play the same style? Do they need to keep adapting what they're doing to keep United Moose on the back foot? What do you think?
I think that Lotus's style has been this almost unfettered aggression, and I think that it has been working pretty well for them. I mean, we talked about how on the offense of Eichenwald, Lotus basically just pushed forward and just pushed the members of United Moose off the point, not even gaining any sort of picks, but just pushing them off the point with how aggressive they were. And I think that they need to just keep doing that and keep being so aggressive and keep exerting themselves. Just keep pushing forward onto the members of United Moose and just keep exerting pressure onto them.
Yeah, and Lotus have definitely found the composition to do that. You've got your Zen for the Discord orbs and the consistent damage, and you're playing an Echo and an Ashe alongside him, and those two can capitalize on Zenyatta's orbs so well. So it's going to be really interesting to see how quickly they get some of these picks just because of the Zenyatta's aggression and, the way that Kel has been playing.
Absolutely. We do see Lotus running the Echo on Eternal, and there's no hit scan on the side of United Moose here, and we're gonna see exactly how well that goes, because Eternal in the air is going to be such a dominant force. But going to go down is a fire strike there. Adrep does have that Discord orb on, so he's going to be taking a lot more damage from every single source. That is that power of the Discord orb. Oh, Mosaic taking down Uni in the backline there. It's going to be such a thorn in their side there. And United Moose are being pretty aggressive here. They're taking the same style that Lotus took against them, and they're just going to push this cart through in about a fight. They're going to have 5.5 minutes here. This is amazing from them. They're pushing through so aggressively. They are almost out-aggressing Lotus here.
And that's really hard to do. You're completely right about the out-aggressing part. And the worst part is Lotus don't seem prepared for it. And we've already seen that, from both of these teams, that if they're not prepared for something, they do kind of tend to collapse in on themselves. So it's really up to Lotus now to recover from this extremely fast point A take. I mean, come on, 5 minutes and they're already almost halfway through the streets phase. But it really comes down to Lotus regaining their composure and not trying to take fights that they aren't ready for.
Absolutely. Oh, Eternal just runs into Mosaic there on the Reaper. But here comes the Blizzard here from Nat, going very low, but going to get the freeze off onto 2 people here. Oh, but the charge coming in from Eternal, switch in. The Shatter going to come in, catching 4.
Oh, Eternal and Uni taking the top off.
Uni taking a 3 down on that Ashe. One with, it seems, every single part of Ashe's toolkit. One with the Bob, one with the Dynamite, and one with the Primary Fire. That was an amazing performance from him there.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say could be considered bad in any way about that fight is the fact that Lotus used 5 ultimates to do so. And, I mean, that's just too much to invest into any fight. Unless it's, final clutch, like you're at the end of point C, then I don't necessarily think investing that much is very good on your part.
Absolutely, and it sets up this next fight here from United Moose to be a really good fight, but they can't seem to get to push in without getting picked off. But there's some picks coming in on the side of United Moose as well. They're going to be going in because they have about the same amount of spawn distance here. Mosaic with his Death Blossom, this could be clutch here. He jumps down, doesn't find the sort of situation that he wants there. So he's going to try and reposition here, try and get that flank off, taking that off angle as the Reaper does. Here comes the Death Blossom, finds the pick onto the Zenyatta. Oh, that's so amazing there. And I don't think they're going to be able to, they just barely touch there. Oh, Eternal! Eternal gets 2 on this Echo there. It does go down. It's a very close fight on the point. Just the Baptiste left, going to charge his exit boots and just try and stay alive, but he's going to have to let the point go. 2 points and 4.5 minutes there for United Moose. This is a very big reversal of fortune for them, and I, for one, am absolutely excited for it.
Yeah, so up to this point, it really looked like Uni and Eternal were dominating that neutral engagement. Like, anytime they got into a neutral fight, Eternal and Uni just kind of popped off in the backline, and that was that. But it really looks like after this halftime, whatever coaching or whatever decisions were made in that time frame has made Mosaic and Nat more aggressive. But again, as soon as I say that, Uni and Eternal coming up big with those picks.
Absolutely, but Mosaic does some picks are found on the side of United Moose, but they are going to go down here. A lot of ultimates there on the side of Lotus there. And you have still a lot of ultimates. You have the copy coming out from Echo. You have the Shatter. You have both support ults. There's a lot that's going to come out, and it's going to be crucial that they don't overinvest, because we did see that a little bit earlier. They overinvested. They used 5 ultimates, so they're going to see what's happening here.
Yeah. Great. So, I mean, it's looking like Lotus have regained their aggression. That's what I was hoping to say, and your DPS, specifically Eternal's Echo's just been on point this entire match. Like, can you really say anything bad about it besides maybe like a whiffed Shatter during her copy here or there? But Lotus finally getting a chance to stabilize here means that United Moose are back in the same position that they were before, and that's where they're struggling to gain a foothold in a fight. But if they keep letting Uni and Eternal pick off their backline before a fight begins, they're not going to make any more progress with that card.
Absolutely here, because you have a big ult advantage coming in for them. You have the Shatter, you have the Bob, you have the Coalescence, you have the Nano. We're going to see if the Shatter is going to find what they need, but it's not going to find anything they need. And Bad Rep goes down like that. The Coalescence is also going to come out. But Mosaic and Nat both finding pickoffs. With the Eternal. Oh, Nat finding 2 as well, and going to be Lotus getting pushed back here. The Immortality Field, they are going to try and stabilize here, maybe. Here comes the Gravitic Flux coming out. Doesn't seem like it's going to lift anyone up, and Nat finding to pick up onto Guillotine is going to be incredibly crucial there. It just seems like they're staggering out these picks here, and that is what they need, especially since they're coming into this part where the spawn distance is so close here. Eternal with the Reinhardt going to come in, the Shatter going to come from Bad Rep, not going to find anything, but going to find the pick onto Eternal. Here comes the Death Blossom, just going to zone out, but also finds the picks here, and it looks like it's going to be a matter of time before United Boost finishes, and they're going to finish with 1:45 on the clock. Very nice use of ults there, and very nice staggers.
I just heard the very happy desk pounding that is so usual of casters to do. That was great. No, yeah, near the end there, Lotus kind of, the biggest thing that I love about watching Lotus is how composed they are, right? Somebody goes down in a fight early and they just keep working with it, you know, just keep vibing with the flow, if you will. Don't ever let me say that again. I promise I won't. Anyway, yeah, but besides that, it really seemed like United Moose, like I said, they were totally unprepared for United Moose's aggression. And once they started winning fights, Lotus just lost all composure that they once had. You know, they weren't taking the fair fights anymore. They just kind of trickled in. They tried to get as many picks as possible, and, you know, it didn't work out for them. So United Moose finally getting to take a full cap on a map, because they didn't get to do it on well, they did do it on Eichenwald. Don't Let me
Yeah,
talk
don't
about that
erase
match.
the.
Yeah, don't erase.
Erase
I'm not going to
very-
erase their accomplishments, okay?
Mhm.
Ilios was a rough start. Eichenwald, they made it a little bit better, and now it finally looks like they're tipping the scales in their favor. They've just got to keep up this aggression, and they have a really good chance of a full hold. And I'm not gonna lie, the way that they're playing, their DPS and Mosaic already looks like he might be getting ready for a flank. That's their best. That's their best course of action. Any fights that they won were with Mosaic going on a flank with the tanks.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing. You have Eternal going onto the Sombra. That is a hero that is just designed to draw the focus on, oh, the hack on the shield is so crucial here for the side of United Moose, because they're going to lose that one shield that they have, which is it's very important. Getting the hack on the shield can set them up for so many different things. Oh, and Berkey getting the fire strike onto Tawny Style can also set them up for so many things. That Brigitte not as tanky as she once was here. Badra going to go down, get hacked there as well. It's a pretty even fight so far, but oh, Uni and UMN are going to change that up there. Maki with the Coalescence very close here. Oh, but the Shatter is going to come in to find Zen on that Zarya there, but Berkey's going to go into the backline and going to get picked off here, so it's going to be pretty close here as the respawns come in faster and faster the closer this card gets. And Mortality comes out on the side of the United Moose here, and we're going to see this Reinhardt just swinging away, charging that ultimate. He is 12% away from it to pick off onto Eternal. That's so important, that Sombra. Such a distraction there. With Lucio in the front line, right in the back line of the. Here comes the Shatter. Finds
no.
Turn it around.
Oh.
Wow, that was amazing there on the side of United Moose, and just on bad rep as well. Stabilizing there with 2.5 minutes left there.
Right, which automatically puts them in the lead for time as far as going into point B will be. It doesn't matter how much time Lotus finishes with, they're always going to have less than United Moose now. And that's good, because when finishing off this map and going into more rounds, it's really going to be... Oh, the EMP catches all 5! It catches 5! Oh, no.
It catches everyone there. The charge coming in, but gets hacked immediately. That was an amazing...
The DPS are bringing it back.
And Nash went to bring it back.
Oh my god!
Mosaic,
you monster! Oh man.
That was amazing there from Mosaic, just taking it back with the primary fire, not even using the ult until a bit later, but just bringing it back with pure guts and glory there.
Yeah, Mosaic. They have families, you know. You just can't do it to them like that. And that just puts Lotus right back in the drawing board. You know, they've got to go back. They've got to find a new strategy. But now they're suffering from what I'm going to call the Moose syndrome this series. And it's where they're beating their heads into a wall and it's not working. They are getting annihilated one after the other
Amazing.
This is a slaughter.
This is absolutely just such a turnaround from what we saw just a round, not even a round before, just a map beforehand on Eichenwald. If you showed me this and you hid the names, I would have said, yeah, that's probably Lotus playing full holding United Moose. It makes sense, but I mean, it's not. It is United Moose about to have one more fight to full hold Lotus here, and they're going to go
into this log rotation, and they've got all the ultimates that they can invest. They have to get a good fight here. They have to invest their ultimates and get value from them.
Absolutely, they're taking such a long rotation there. They need to just card, but Uni gets to pick off onto Tawny Style. That's going to be crucial there. That Baptiste is such a source of healing, and with the Immortality Shield as well. So many ults coming in here. The Shatter coming out. Every ult here, every Q is being pressed here, and it looks like they will take this fight here. The team kill coming in, but that is every single ultimate that they had coming out here, and there may be a chance for a recontest here.
There definitely is the chance for recontest, especially with as close as the spawns are, and it's going to be up to Bad Rep and Zen to make... Oh no, but they go down. They had to be the ones that made the space.
They do not, so it is going to be that fight, this early sort of fight going on the side of Lotus here. They are going to push forward, but still, there's so much time. There's not a lot of time here. They have 2.5 minutes here. They're just barely able to push it through the first point, and they're up at the streets phase now, which is a very tough phase to break here, but they're taking this aggressive stance here. this aggressive positioning here, pardon me, and that is exactly what they need to do here going into this next fight.
Right, and also remember that point B of Rialto, this street space that we're in, is very easy for the defenders to hold because the two corners provide so few sight lines that it's hard for the attackers to get an advantage in any fight. Now the ultimate coming out, we've seen the Bob already invested, but it's not in a good spot. She completely whiffed it. That
Absolutely
whiffed the Bob.
Behind there, both the coalesces are going to come out here. Here comes the Shatter, going to cancel out that. Going to cancel out the coalescence from Maki here, and UMN 36 is going to get those picks here. Uni finally up onto net, and that's just going to be another fight here. They're going to breeze through the street space, and they're going to go onto point C with about 2 minutes. If they want to finish with a greater time bank, then United Moose, they need to finish this pretty quick here, and I don't know if they can do it.
Yeah, exactly. The cart cannot stop moving for a second, and even then you would want to have the full 3 that you can get on there to get that max cart speed, but honestly, the way United Moose have been playing, there's no reason that they can't stabilize here. Unfortunately, they did kind of, and it goes down. Forget everything I was going to say. It just goes out it just goes out of the window with that pick.
Absolutely, that's such a math picker, but
he gets Mosaic.
On the Mosaic, going a little too aggressive there, but still, they're going to be pushed back here. They're just not ready for this aggression coming out here, and a lot of ultimates on the side of United Moose here. There are 3 here, the Shatter, the Death Blossom, and the Window. There's a lot of combos that you can do with that versus just a grab and a beat on the side of Lotus here, and they need to find something to combo it.
Right, and it's very, very important that United Moose doesn't blow all of their ults in one fight, and it looks like they're not going to have to. Eternal falling early again. What once was the greatest threat of the match has now just become this tiny little McCree that's kind of going out with a whimper every single fight.
Oh, here comes the Shatter, gets the stun, and here comes Mosaic with the Death Blossom. Oh my, Mosaic, that's amazing here. That's amazing. Mosaic just dominating on this Reaper, going to go down here, but it doesn't matter. They're going to push United, they're going to push Lotus back again.
Right, Mosaic just coming in clutch every single fight, and now you've got a minute left. So that's what, 2 good fights, maybe if they don't last a long time. But you know, if the engagement for this fight lasts long enough, they may not get another chance. And Lotus just has to go in. You know, they've got to put all their eggs in one basket and hope that it works. But it doesn't look like that's what they're going to do. Maybe they're setting up for a really good play, but it's just poking right now.
Here. Good wall is going to block out Bad Rep here. Going to draw out the Immortality Field, but here comes the Shatter. Going to finish on the side of United Moose here.
Massive.
Push forward. He is going to come out as well here to protect everyone. Not a lot of threats around, so I'm not sure if that was the right choice because there is going to be a recontest coming in here very quickly. I don't know exactly how fast it's going to come because this cart moving with 1 or 2 people on it. It's going to depend how fast it comes. So this recontest is going to come in here. Oh, Maki testing from behind, just trying to stall this out here. Oh no, the Graviton gets stuck on the pillar there. Going to find Berkey though, which is just crucial. There's a Shatter going to come in, not going to find
the coalescence is massive.
Kalane is going.
You'll get there.
Eventually I'll get it, but they're going. But speaking of getting it, Lotus is going to get all 3 points there, but with only a minute left because they finish in overtime. So that is going to be 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock for United Moose here. They have the advantage coming into these extra rounds here.
Definitely. So following this match, I'm making a mixtape of you and all of your different pronunciations of Kel's name. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to release it. Yeah, I'm going to release it on the OCC YouTube channel. Promise everybody. But yeah, near the end of that push, United Moose kind of just, I guess, gave in a little bit to Lotus. They kind of returned or regressed back to those old ways of, let's just give Lotus space, let's just play like we're afraid of them. And honestly, United Moose had a fantastic hold on point A. I mean, that was some of the best Overwatch that we have seen this series, and they really just need to replicate it. They've only got to hold for a minute, so you know, if they just do what they did last time, I think we're seeing an easy win here from United Moose. So what do you think Lotus has to do to break this stranglehold that United Moose has on point A?
I mean, with a minute left, you're going to look at these fast charging ults, like the Moira ult from Kelkaneki. I think I got that. I'm gonna, pray to my lucky stars there, but like that Moira ult that charges so fast with the healing that Moira is able to output. So you're going to look for that to make a difference so that you can start to charge up other ults, but that is, you could also just get an early pick onto Mosaic there, Eternal, with that Icicle, just going to find the head of Mosaic there, and Nat is also going to go down so fast there. So much aggression coming out. We're seeing Lotus like they played these first 2 rounds here, and they're just marching in to the members of United Moose, and they're just saying, this is my point, and you are not going to be touching it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Lotus finally, like we said, they just needed to play aggressive to break this point A defense, and that's exactly what they've done. And with that wall, it doesn't look like the United Moose can even touch the point. But it looks like they will. They will, and here come the ults.
Kalakani there. Mosaic getting some picks there, but a lot of picks coming in for Lotus as well. We're going to see what is going to happen. Mosaic is going to need to try and start clutching it out here. They're going to go down, but it's the Roadhog on the cart here. Such a tanky character, that Roadhog. Going to have so much health, but the freeze is going to make it so that he can't really use that. But these spawns are so much closer here for the side of United Moose, but they're going to lose this first point here. This is going to catch that first point here, but it's overtime. They cannot leave this card for any reason whatsoever here.
Yeah, and that's something that United Moose has to be thankful for, because that gives them a little bit of time to charge up some ultimates, give a little bit of space over to Lotus, and hopefully, but they may not even need it with Uni going down early in this fight. This is the aggression, this is the aggressive opening that they need.
Absolutely, they did give some space, but they also get the position. Oh no, bad rep!
No.
Shatters and gets stunned by the charger. That was amazing there, and here comes the Blizzard from Eternal, as well, going to find the freeze onto multiple members of United Moose here. They're pushing this so far right now, going through the streets phase. Like you said, such a gateway here. Going through the streets phase versus not getting through the streets phase is that sort of bottleneck of Rialto, where a lot of attacks end, especially here in overtime here. We're going to see what happens now.
Exactly. And the major thing to think about here is that in both of the previous rounds, both of these teams just kind of gave up point B. Both of the defending teams, and United Moose did it again.
Oh, that was amazing there from Zen. I don't know if you saw that, but Uni dropped down, tried to ult, but it was immediately hooked away by Zen there on that Roadhog. Just an amazing piece here. And here comes Mosaic with his own death bottom finds 3. That was amazing.
Oh my.
We're going to end this off at 5. The 5th point here, round 3. It is now United Moose on the back foot here. They need to do this to stop, to get this point and to get any hope of a reverse sweep started here. They need to push that they need to push 2 points and then that 10.3 meters more, and then they will take this map. They would take this map. They may start up that reverse sweep here.
Right. So if I completely blanked on the name of one of our teams, United Moose. There we go. If United Moose take this map, I apologize, everybody. Don't. It's been a long day, but if United Moose want to take this map back from Lotus, it is going to be on the back of Mosaic's Reaper. And sorry to give him all that pressure, because you hate to see it, but Mosaic is the one consistently coming up with these clutch plays, getting a 5K in that final fight to get Lotus off of the cart. He's just going to need to keep doing that over and over and over again. But that's where it becomes worrisome, is that if you're relying on one player to come up with these clutch plays every single fight, eventually he's just going to wear himself out, and that's going to end United Moose's push. So Lotus just need to outlast the Reaper. That's all they have to do, is outlast one player.
Here. What is he doing? He's up on that roof. What is he doing there on this Lucio? Trying to get them as they go across the bridge, but he's gonna be too late here. He's in their backline doing Reddit Lucio things, I guess. And he's just gonna
Oh,
Spin
and he
around
goes
on the
down.
point. He's going to go down.
Everyone else is a nail.
There. So that is not a good start if you are United Moose. Losing your main tank there is never good. But losing your Lucio is also not good if you are Lotus here. They have the Torbjorn as well, which I think is very interesting. That turret going down as well, which is just such a limiting factor on how a lot of these characters, especially your high mobility characters, can move about. We're going to get into this next fight here, which is going to be Coalesce coming out. Coalesce is coming out from both sides here. Both these Murras using their Coalescence to heal and to damage their teams. So we're going to see which one gets the better value off. Bad Rep going to get stunned and frozen. So much CC onto him, just barely keeping healed up there. Going to charge a lot of healers' ultimates, and Bad Rep going to get that pick onto Berkey here. But here comes the Blizzard coming out here. We're going to see it's going to get Bad Rep here. Oh, but there's the beat going to come out and going to protect the members of United Moose here. They're going to get these picks that they need to go forward, and that is going to be the members of Lotus getting pushed back here, but they are going to be able to recontest before the first point ends.
Yeah, and that's going to be the crucial turning point here, is that we've seen Uni and Eternal able to come up with these consistent clutch plays. So if they're able to recontest, which it looks like they're going to, the grab comes out, all they have to do is get a couple kills, and it is all...
And they do.
Oh, it made it all the
But
way
they
though.
didn't touch the
They
point.
didn't touch point.
That has been the phrase of the day here has been they didn't touch the point, or they didn't touch the cart here. And you may think to yourself, but why are these checkpoints so important? Oh, Mosaic getting free.
He
Good
did it again.
Lord.
Oh,
Mosaic.
Mosaic.
I'm going to finish what I was saying quickly. You might be asking, why are these checkpoints so important if you're not getting extra time for them? They changed the spawns, so now the spawns for Lotus are so far away here. But the guillotine getting the pick onto Nat, booping them into the river. Hello.
Yo, he's playing in the back line over here. He's behind the cart. Oh, he's definitely gonna end up on the front page of Reddit.
Yeah, absolutely. Berkey going to find the pick off here, and this is going to be really bad here. If you're United Moose, that's going to be so close. The beat is going to come out for the Lotus, and they're going to take this map with that fight there. A good way of ending it. That is going to be the third map going the way of Lotus. We're going to take this next. We are going to go to a fourth map. We do play a map for map differential here. So we aren't done here. We're going to see in our next map if Lotus is going to be able to 4-0 and just increase their map differential, or if United Moose is going to be able to take a map.
Right. So, unfortunate. What a very unfortunate end for United Moose. They finally looked confident going into Rialto. They really look like they found their stride, but again, Lotus just outclassing them in the long run. You know, they had that very short burst of adrenaline and that very short burst of "we've got this," and then it immediately crumbled as soon as Lotus made their pushes and did them so dominantly. But I have to give huge credit to Mosaic. If United Moose had won that first map in the reverse sweep, it would have been off of his back. And even though they didn't manage to win the map, I still want to shout out Mosaic because that was an incredible play, just incredibly consistent and dominant play on that Reaper. But of course, a 1v6, that's just not how Overwatch works, right? You can't just rely on one person, fight after fight after fight to win these fights. So going into Volskaya, obviously neither team really has anything to lose. United Moose kind of walking away with pride that they didn't get 4-0'd. But Lotus is really just kind of, without sounding too rude or harsh, just kind of playing for the lulz at this point. You know, all they've got to do is make sure that that map differential goes in their favor, right? Honestly, United Moose, I don't know what exactly they could do to bring back this last map. Aggression is just a big part of it, right? They've just got to play super aggressive and not let Lotus take advantage of that.
Absolutely. We're going to go into our fourth and final map, which is going to be Volskaya. And I am going to disagree with you a little bit here on the fact that Lotus are just kind of playing for the lulz. I think that Lotus are going to be playing for a statement win here, that they are the team to beat going into these playoffs next week, that they are in their division, in the Shimada clan, that they're going to be the team to beat. If it's going to be not a question of, oh, who's going to win, it's going to be, can anyone take down Lotus? And I think just going in here and seeing how Lotus has performed against United Moose, they've definitely made a statement win today, but they really have to finish out strong here, get this 4-0, and really make it that question of, can anyone beat Lotus in the playoffs that are going to come up next week, specifically the Shimada clan playoffs coming up in a week from now.
Awesome. Yeah. And I agree to some extent that Lotus definitely do want to make a statement. And I think anybody who has watched this season, we've got a pause coming in before the match starts, which gives us time to talk about what's going on. But it's very much anybody who watches this series, even up to just this point, let's say, you don't have a lot of time, you just want to watch up to map 3. You would still be considering Lotus to be the #1 team in Shimada clan, right? They're just playing so aggressive, and they've got their compositions down. Their coordination is absolutely out of this world. And it really does become the question of going into the finals or even into the playoffs, who can take down Lotus after what they've shown us here today?
Yeah, absolutely. As we get into our next map, as we get into Volskaya Industries, we're going to start off with Lotus on the defense here, and we're going to have United Moose on the attack. We're going to see what these teams are going to do on the attack. We're going to see a little bit of a role reversal here versus what we had in Eichenwald. Yeah, we're going to have the rush comp on the side of United Moose instead of Lotus, and we're gonna have the double shield on the side of Lotus instead of United Moose. So I'm gonna be interested to see if the aggression is gonna come out from United Moose the same way it came out from Lotus.
Yeah, and the Lotus playing the double shield very much seems like they're testing the waters a bit. We had some subs come in, so maybe they're testing out a comp with some of their subs to see how it works against a team like United Moose. Now that they've kind of judged where United Moose sits as a team compared to the rest of the standings, now they can confidently try out new things, and it won't be as big of a waste of a map to do so, right? So they're still trying to make a statement here. They're just going to do it by trying something new and hoping that it still works.
And this rush comp is going to come out here, and they're going to get up onto this high ground that this double shield was holding so aggressively here, and they're just going to chase it down the members of... Oh no, Atomic B falls off the map!
B falls off the map.
That is unlucky coming out from her there. And that is going to be Mosaic getting the pick up on the Berkey there. Mosaic as well getting the pick up on the Tracer, getting 2. That is great from him there. And they're going to take, United Moose going to take point A with a considerable time bank. I think they're probably going to have something along the lines of 6 minutes coming in here. Let's see what they have.
6 minutes, exactly. 5 minutes, 59 seconds.
Man, I am so smart and handsome and amazing. So
okay, settle down there. Well, that was some really good aggression from United Moose. Really, they've just got to keep snowballing that. But it looks like they're going to get shut down, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. Nat going to get the pick up on the Berkey there, but Atomic B coming out with the window. Nat! Oh my goodness, what was that there? Atomic B going to get the business from Nat there. I don't even know what I'm doing.
That's the word you settled on. It was business. Yeah, you're absolutely right, though. Nat was not going down without a fight, so got a couple picks, but of course, unfortunately, it's not enough to keep that engagement going. That does mean that United Moose do get a little bit of time to reset and come back into this fight a little bit stronger. Mosaic going down again, though.
Absolutely throwing out the gonna throw out the pulse bomb before it comes out. The Shadow not gonna find anything. Bad Rev gonna get the pin onto Milk Lover, but just these picks coming out for the defense are gonna be too strong here with how close these spawns are. You really have to have an almost perfect fight here if you're the offense.
Right, and unfortunately, with them Lotus playing the Torb, it's very hard to get a clean fight in that way because you've got the threat of the turret, and then of course Torb himself keeps taking down the Tracer early on in the fights, so you lose a lot of that flank potential that the Tracer offers. And if you're losing a lot of that, like, you know, get in the back line, do a lot of burst damage right off the bat, then it creates no viable distraction for United Moose to push in on. So it's up to Mosaic to stay alive longer than he is in these engagements, and already going on this flank that he's gone on before.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the Bobs are going to be traded out here. And it's what this double shield comp excels at. It's that this sort of long-range poke comp that Riddick is going to come out here as well. But this long-range poke, and especially what this map geometry allows for, that turret is going to just be poking at the members of United Moose so far away, and it's such a nuisance to deal with.
Yeah, and now it's, I think if you're United Moose, you've wasted half your time beating, I've used this term a lot, but you're just kind of beating your head into a wall, right? If you use the same comp more than twice, more than 3 times, and it just doesn't work. And with them using almost 3 minutes up just with the same composition, it's really time to start making some swaps, right? You see the Hog come out from Zen, and maybe that makes a difference. You hook somebody out of position, either the Sig or a Squishy or the Orisa, somebody. Just get them out of position. But if Zen can't consistently land those hooks and can't consistently make those opportunities for his team, then this composition I don't think is really going to work either. The Hog's not going to make as much of a difference as they want.
Absolutely, the Coalescence coming out here from Kelkaneki there, and it's just going to put so much pressure on the members of United Moose. Going to take down Mosaic. Kyle is. That anti-nade, coming out from Atomic B, amazing anti-nade from her. Just that preventing the healing onto Bad Rep and onto Zen there. And it was just too much for them to handle there. And that is another fight win going the side of Lotus.
Yeah, so Lotus have figured out this bunker, right? They've got the turret and Ashe up on the high ground, and the Sig kind of playing with them. And then you've got your group down on the bottom, the Ori, the Moira, and the Torb. And if you're trying to take 2 different fights, one of which you can't even get to, the one on the high ground, then you're always playing at a disadvantage. It's always, you're out of reach. They're always out of reach. But Mosaic finding the Torb, it could open something up.
Torb is massive here. Oh, and the hook on the Orisa. That could be something here, and the Shatter going to come out on the Orisa as well. But Uni's Bob is doing so much work, going to take down both supports of United Moose there. It's going to just be the stall here for the members of Lotus coming out here. It's going to be a matter of how long they can stall it out here, and whether or not they can just delay because of how far away these supports are. They're going to try and switch to the Lucio to be a little faster, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do it. Berkey found it to come onto the Bob there is going to be
that's devastating.
They're absolutely losing your Lucio late as well is very unfortunate there, and it was just the fact that Bob did so much.
Right, and the mental state of these players, having come off of a 3-0, and now being stuck in a position where they almost full sky it. It was down to stall at that point. And for Lotus to be able to still retake that fight and push United Moose off the point is absolutely insane, and just speaks to the volume of skill. Oh, and
Uni
Bad
had another pop.
Uni
Uni getting 2 picks, both the tanks just gone on the side of United Moose there. That's just brutal coming out from Uni there, just finding so many picks and so much damage onto the members of United Moose there to charge a Bob in one fight, basically.
Not even that. The Ashe charged it up in a cleanup phase of a fight. And that's more impressive than the Deathlock finds one.
He's gonna go down there, but it's going to be a matter of this overtime fight. So Sigma going to throw out the Gravitic Flux, going to catch 2 there. but it will not find any kills. Here comes the Molten Core from the Torbjorn in the backline, but Mosaic finding 2 kills. Both tanks going to go down there. The Shatter going to come in. Uni going to go down off it, but Bad Rep going to hit the lava and going to get burned there. Milk Lover, that Molten Core doing so much work there. Devastating. 86.8% for United Moose and Lotus. They have the marker. They know what they need to do to get this 4-0 win, to get this dominant win over United Moose here. We're going to see if they can do it.
Right. Yeah, look, so I know that I know that Nat is not like she's subbing, right? Or that Nat is subbing right now for United Moose. And that means that in any normal circumstance, let's say you're playing with your normal DPS, you can usually rely on them consistently, if you're Mosaic, to follow up on the picks that you're getting. And unfortunately for Mosaic right now, his team just isn't following up on the openings that he's giving them. You know, he'll get 2, 3, 4, 5 picks in a fight, but Lotus sometimes is somehow always able to bring that fight back from the brink. And if you're United Moose, right, and this applies to moving forward in the playoffs as well, because it's just a consistent like team issue, is that all throughout this series, no matter what Mosaic has done, his team just isn't capitalizing and making sure that his plays go rewarded, right? They're just kind of forgetting about the rest of the fight and letting Mosaic drop the ball a little bit, or dropping the ball from, you know what I'm trying to say, yeah.
I do.
Lost the words there. I forgot how to word.
Yeah, I do feel like we should say that there are 2 substitutions on the side, not substitutions, but ringers on the side of United Moose here. Both Nat and Zen are not normal members of United Moose. So, Milk Lover getting the pick up onto Tiny Stealth so early there is brutal. That Brig, such a source of consistent sustain and damage here, but we have some pickoffs coming in here. Nat getting a pickoff onto Kalkaneki there. I'm gonna get used to saying that fast, but it's not gonna be very, it's gonna take a little bit. And it may be Mosaic finding 2 there. Nat also finding another. It's going to be United Moose stabilizing, even though they lost that first pick there.
Right, and United Moose has a really strong defense, especially with this double shield hybrid comp that they're running. It's a very interesting composition. It's not one that I've ever seen before. It's so unique that it's working, you know, like we've got this standard brawl coming out from Lotus, but that means that United Moose is going to be prepared for it. On the other hand, United Moose is able to stabilize a lot easier with the characters they have, just based on Mosaic getting the picks that he is, right? He's so good at those. And Mackie getting the kill with the Coalescence.
Shatter! It's 4! That was an amazing shatter there from Bad Rep.
Man.
4, it's down to Yuri, but still going to find the church go onto Berkey there. Tommy B, she finds the pick up onto Mosaic. That's such a huge pick there. Mosaic has just been such an amazing clutch character for Atomic Moose throughout this match here. We're gonna see what they can do. Nat just in that room there, going to try and get any sort of picks there. And getting the pick up onto Atomic B, that could be them stabilizing, but the respawns are coming in. Berkey is gonna come back, and they have the shatter. Here comes the blade from Milk Lover, going to get the pick up on the Twine.
Dude, he's putting that fight single-handedly.
Amazing. And Kalkaneki, they're going to find the but Mosaic with the Death Blossom. And here comes Uni with the Death Blossom. Oh my goodness.
This is so back and forth. There's no clear winner, but it looks like Lotus finally secure the point. We had a blade from one team, and then we have the... Oh, that was incredible. Going back and forth with the ult trades and the kills. I mean, you'll love to see it. That's going to be like one of the best fights that we've seen all series. And I've got to give it to the stabilizing members of United Moose, who tried to keep that going for as long as they did. They nearly succeeded, but I think just better ult timing and better ult placement from Lotus gave them the victory in that fight and on that run.
We do have both the support ults on the side of
oh no, Nat's already down.
We're getting Nat 2 picks on the side of Lotus here, but as I said, these spawns are so close for defenders here that you really need a perfect fight here if you're the attacking team to get a significant amount of picks here. And here comes the beat on the side of United Moose. They're gonna push up. They're gonna get Uni there. They're going to get the shatter out. It's gonna catch Atomic B. However, Bad Rep getting 2 picks coming out here. That's just what they need here. Bad Rep getting a 3. Just a great performance by him, and they're going to stabilize here. And the second point of Volskaya.
Yeah, a really good comeback here. However, what you've really got to pay attention to is this ult economy, right? All that Lotus needs is one good fight where they invest all of their ultimates like I think they're about to do now. We need to watch for one to be used. But if United Moose can't answer back on those ultimates, and of course the grab, the coalescences from both sides, the beat being dropped. This is
here comes the EMP!
EMP's huge!
Everyone!
A 6-man EMP!
Oh! Beat as well. As you may know, EMP, what it does is that it just deletes shields. So any characters with shields are absolutely so vulnerable to it. Zarya especially is so vulnerable to the EMP. And the beat drop coming in from Atomic B comes in and it's just evaporated by that EMP from Nat there. And that is such a good ult.
6-man EMP from Nat. That was very much a do or die situation, right? If Nat whiffs that or even misses 2 people, that push continues and the ult advantage rests squarely in Lotus's favor, which it still does. You know, you've got 4 ults online for Lotus, and with the aggression that they've been showing, I have no doubt that that'll be more than enough to cap the point. United Moose gonna have to come up with a clutch play to make sure this works. They're already pushing on the point. Oh, the grab is huge.
Here comes Mosaic getting 2, one with the Draft Blossom and one with the Primary Fire here. Those pickoffs are just exactly what they need here because these respawns are going to come in so fast for them. And it's going to be Lotus going back here. 1 ult coming out and they defeat the ult that came out from Lotus there. That was amazing.
Yeah, Lotus are... I'm searching for the best way to put this, but they're kind of in a do-or-die situation right now, right? They keep rushing in and getting countered no matter what they're throwing at them. So their goal for this fight is going to be to force out as many ultimates as they can, lose the fight, and then push back in with as much as they can, right? That's how they win in those last few seconds. And Berkey already taking down Nat.
Here comes the Death Blossom here from Uni.
Picks are huge.
Are huge here. The shatter comes in, doesn't find anyone, it seems, but there's so much that could come out here. You're saving the blade here on Milk Lover, but that Verdict is huge there. He doesn't get hacked out of it, so he's going to have the pick here, and Mosaic with the beat is going to be able to push forward, and they might actually stabilize here again.
That's exactly what's happening here. Lotus unable to stay in that fight. I mean, that is actually just clutch gameplay from United Moose. I don't think we've ever seen anything like it since we've started casting together. It is actually... It's just hard to watch if you're a Lotus fan, right? You're waiting for this perfect push to come because we know they can do it. They've done it before, but Mosaic keeps popping off, taking down these picks. Oh,
this is their last
I
push.
love Mosaic.
Lover goes down with the nano there.
Mosaic, oh you monster!
The touch. That is it.
5K to end the series.
Victory.
We get the 3-1 for United Moose.
3-1 for United Moose there. They will not go lightly. They are not going to take a 4-0 loss. They're going to take this 3-1 here. And a good showing here in that last map.
Exactly. And the best part about this moving forward is that United Moose have proven that Lotus has a weakness. And now it's up to the rest of the teams in this bracket to exploit that weakness moving forward, right? And it's also, you know, it's on Lotus to kind of perfect that and make sure that that doesn't become an issue in the future. Of course, 2CP being a weird game mode obviously might have just been a kind of oddball moment for Lotus, but it really felt like they finally showed a weakness. Maybe it was just, you know, they're tired, they're worn out. Again, maybe it could just be because they weren't necessarily trying 100% on Volskaya, but either way, United Moose managed to take that final map. But let's not let that distract us from the fact that Lotus dominated the rest of the series to the point that it got them an easy 3-1 win against United Moose.
Absolutely. We really shouldn't have that recency bias and just think, well, United Moose is really, really good and they're going to be able to just like take down Lotus easy. You know, they struggled for the past 3 maps. And especially in the first 2, it was very much a struggle getting forward. So going into our player of the match, would you like to start off with your player of the match, Spiro?
Sure, I'm gonna go ahead and give my player of the match. Let me think. Who did I? I really thought, in all complete honesty, that our player of the match should be Uni. I mean, it didn't matter how many times Lotus was down in a fight. Usually, it was between either Uni or don't quote me. I forgot the name of the other DPS, even though I just watched them play. Eternal. There it is. Eternal and Uni. I apologize, Eternal. You can hate me later. But Uni and Eternal always coming in clutch, and Uni just getting those picks, especially on the hit scan, was absolutely out of his mind tonight.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. I'm going to go onto the losing team. I'm going to go onto United Moose. I'm going to say that Mosaic is my player of the match.
He was my
Just
backup.
yeah, absolutely. How incredible, the incredible amount of plays that Mosaic, he was just able to clutch going forward and just able to, with his Death Blossoms, just do so much, get so much value out of them, so many picks. And there were a lot of points that I think that United Moose would not have won the fight if Mosaic did not just pull a clutch out of his back pocket there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you got to think if Rialto goes any differently, even if it's just like a full hold from United Moose and then they take that first point, we could be in the middle of a 5th map right now, and Mosaic could still. I felt like he was very much a hard carry for his team today, right? He was getting these extreme 5Ks. His ultimates were always on point. And, out of nowhere, beginning of a fight, Uni would fall. What was that? Oh, it's Mosaic popping off in a corner somewhere, right? So even though United Moose did take the L today, they've got a lot of great points moving forward, right, into their bracket. They've got a lot of things that they can use as a jumping off point.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of there's a lot of hope for United Moose going into these playoffs, and just looking forward into what is next for OCC. Tomorrow we have Calamity and Stealth, and then Monday we have Phoenix Rising versus I don't remember exactly who they're facing. What is the team that they are facing? I can't remember. We have Phoenix Rising going up against our newest team in the division. So we will see how that goes. And then after that is done, we have playoffs and finals week. We are going to have on next Saturday, we are going to have the Shimada finals. We are going to have we're going to see which of the Shimada clan division teams is going to be the best in this stage 2. Then the day after, we have the Blackwatch finals. And then the day after that, the 24th, we have the Deadlock playoffs, the finals a week after that, 31st. So until tomorrow, when we have Calamity versus Stealth, I have been K-Wing.
And I'm Archangel.
And we will see you later.
Bye.
Bye.